Right guys, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman YouTube channel, the Regal Gentleman Studio. Today we've got Smit in the chair. How are you, mate?
Yeah, really
you good? Yeah. Awesome. What can I do for you today then, mate?
So I've been going up my hair for about a couple months now.
Okay.
I just think it just needs a bit of tidying, but I want like a little bit of help deciding what kind of. I've never really had a long hair length before. It's like the first time.
Okay.
And I need a bit of help like deciding what kind of way to wear it.
Okay. So is this the longest you've had it? Yeah.
I've had it longer.
Okay.
Then I got it cut initially, and I wasn't really sure if that was like the way I most liked it. But I've been going it again for like a month and a half, couple of months.
Right.
And I've got a couple of pictures about like what I kind of want it to look like.
Yeah, if you don't mind, yeah, so I can have a little look.
My phone's dying, which is.
Oh, is it? Oh, no worries.
Right, so this is what my friend suggested I should get, which I think is quite good.
Oh,
Kind of.
so you don't want to keep growing it?
Not really, but I still want it like long on the top, and this was what I sent him with what I kind of wanted.
Right. Okay.
Sort of like a medium to long hairstyle, which is not sort of just a normal fringe, which is what I'd normally get.
Okay.
And so like the sides and the back are still long, they're not short.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
It does, yeah. It does. I just think it's funny because people be laughing thinking your hair's long, and you think your hair's long, and this is
it's long as it's been for
long for you. Yeah. Okay. They're two completely different hairstyles.
Okay.
One's a lot shorter than that one. So are you still looking to have it kind of coming back off your face, and you still want some length sitting on the back and sides? Is that what you're after?
Yeah.
So it's not clean off the ears, it's not clean on the neck, or do you want it off the ears and on the neck? What would you prefer?
I don't want it off the ears, but what I do is like normally, my hair would be like that if I did.
Yeah.
I just when I'm drying it, I like curl it around so it's not resting on my ears. But
Okay.
I don't want an undercut basically. I don't want like a clear like disconnection between the sides and the top.
All right. Okay. Yeah. But I'm just trying to work out exactly what it is you're after, because at the minute you do have an undercut.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't aware.
Yeah. So don't tell me not to do one when you've got one yourself, mate. So you've got an undercut at the minute. Look, so it hangs right over to the ears, and then the length underneath is there. So that's an undercut. What you want to do is essentially push it behind the ear. Is that what you want to do? Yeah. Push it behind the ear. What do you want to do at the back bit here? Do you still want to be able to see it in the mirror when you're looking straight on? Yeah.
I normally like kind of tuck it in that way at the back to like make it. I don't like it poking out the sides.
So you don't want to see it?
No. I don't like it.
Okay. Well, I think the thing you want to be careful of is taking it brushed around the ears, because if that needs to have length in it to be able to push it back.
Yeah.
But then the problem is if you don't want to see this hair, then we have to taper that in tighter. So essentially what you'll be left with is long hair over the ears and a tidy neckline, which might not look right. You'd have to brush it back every single day. Okay. Otherwise it wouldn't work. It would look a bit daft.
Okay.
So, because it'd just be an isolated bit of length here, and that's it. Yeah. So, but we're not running out of options, not at all. This is why we have a consultation. This is what a consultation's about. It's about understanding what you want, what you can achieve, what you can't achieve, the reality of your neckline, the reality of your look. We're not running out of options. We just need to break it down a little bit more. We can't not let you see that in the mirror if you want to still leave it coming over the ears, because it just won't work because the way your neckline goes inwards. So unless you want to take it right off the ears, then that would work. But in terms of the overall style, I just want to try and figure out which one you preferred over the Robert Pattinson length or the other guy. I can't remember what his name is.
Poulter.
That's him, yeah. Because they're two completely different hair textures and looks. So which one did you prefer the most?
I've always preferred the Robert Pattinson.
Okay, so that more messier texture. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that's the thing. That is an intentional sort of messy finish. And what you tucking your hair into the middle, I feel like you couldn't. I don't think you could stand the messy finish because you want it to look neat and tidy. Yeah. Whereas I think Robert Pattinson's hair has always been untidy. I don't think I've ever seen a haircut where it looks smart. It looks like he's done it himself in some haircuts, doesn't it? So I think his is a very intentionally heavily textured haircut, which I don't know. I'm just getting the impression that if you push it to not see it, and you want it to tuck around the ears like this, that's a very sort of auto part that is yours and yours only. So I wouldn't think of doing that for yours, but you do it. That's your kind of push it on the ears and do this. Where actually for Robert, you want to do this. Bring it over the ears and rub the neck. It's the total opposite of what you're doing now. Okay. So I'm a little bit worried you mightn't enjoy that. Yeah. If you want to tuck it behind, that's my only concern. I just want to see what look you want to achieve in terms of Do you want it smart? Do you want it more textured? Will you be able to put it with a textured finish around the edges? Would you prefer to not have a textured finish around the edges and have more texture through the top? Would you like to contrast it a little bit, or?
By texture, do you mean like messiness?
Yeah.
Basically? Okay. Like I'm a medical student, so I kind of need to look a bit more sort of well presented, like in front of patients and stuff.
Okay.
So I prefer something that's a bit smarter and less messy.
Okay. So Robert Pattinson's out the window then?
I guess so.
Well, it took 15 minutes, it's all right.
Yeah,
Nah, I'm only joking. So you have to be smartly dressed and you have to be smart.
Have to, but like,
Is that your own personal
style,
thing?
Like, it's
Right.
just like how I dress.
I was going to say, because I've got some clients who are consultants and they've got like huge beards and long hair and stuff like that. So I wasn't sure if it might be a hospital thing or more of a personal thing. So, okay. So you want to be more presented, more smartly dressed. Okay.
I need something that's like not too messy. Kind of similar to this. I don't want a short haircut. I just want something that like is medium to long hair. Not using like clip work, that like I can like wear consistently, look neat on a daily basis. I guess I just pulled out those two pictures because those are two pictures of like two guys with what I think is long hair. That's
Yeah,
kind of...
you haven't got long hair, mate. That's the problem. If I start cutting any length off this, it becomes a short haircut.
Okay.
Because it is so short.
Okay.
It's long to you,
Yeah.
but that's long on the top, but the sides are so short. It's only about 1.5 inches in length. So if I start moving any length or texture, that's going to look like a short haircut. We're looking to take it at least half the length off that for that style. That's how short that would be, about half the length. And then again through the top by half the length as well, for that kind of style, for it to sit right back. Okay. So if you're happy to do that, then cool. And we can make it work 100%. Do you want it? Would you prefer it without texture in it? Would you prefer it to be a bit more of a classic finish, so it's a bit smoother, without the texture in?
I generally don't put that much texture in. I put like a bit of hair oil, a bit of like matte paste, and it normally does sit like, I haven't put it in product today.
Okay.
It normally does sit like this, like it doesn't have too much frizz and too much stuff going on.
Okay, cool.
I thought I knew my hair, but I clearly don't.
No, you do know your hair. I don't really think, I don't know whether we're just not, sometimes this happens. You get a clash where I don't understand what you mean. Yeah. There could be people out there watching knowing exactly what you mean, but I can't really understand what you mean. Yeah. I mean, I know where you're coming from with the Robert Pattinson thing, I get that. But my only sort of arguments with all this, like when you show an image, because I encourage pictures so much, is that looks like that for a reason. And it will never look like that on you, because it's got such a heavily textured haircut. That's my only worry, is that you've got that length and it comes back behind the ear and stuff, and it's one angle that you're seeing it at.
Yeah.
And his hair is a completely different texture to yours, but he's got a lot of texture, it's quite messy. Mm-hmm. I don't know how we can create that look without no product in it. Yeah. Because your hair will not go like that. It's so strong and forceful. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine that staying back. It falls so heavy in your natural part anyway. Yeah. What are we gonna do then? What are you thinking? Should we take it to like a more classic finish, so it's sitting a bit more? Help me out.
Yeah. I think based on what we discussed, I don't think I'll mind as much with the hair kind of coming out the back.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
If that we can keep that and make it work with the sort of hairbrush behind the ears.
Yeah.
And take it a little bit off the top.
A little bit off the top. Yeah. So you don't want it as short as the picture. A little bit more length in it, yeah?
I think so, yeah.
Right,
because like I said, it's quite hard to get it to go back in one.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have that weight in it, then it will just flop forward.
Just flop forward, yeah, exactly, yeah. All right then, cool. And we'll connect in this disconnection here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, cool. Right, all right then. Well, let's get you gowned up. We'll get you started. It's all right, mate, it's all right. Because I've got to try and get inside your head and think, that's long to you, which I understand it's long to you. But then I can't cut it like a medium to long hairstyle because the technique that I use doesn't work at this length. So when you're saying no clippers, no nothing like that, it's an instant sort of, why not? Why can't we use clippers? Yeah. What's wrong with that? What I mean, are we talking clippers in a guard or are we talking clippers over comb? That's so it's when you start like sort of not saying not what you don't want technique wise, then it starts to, you could limit it. So for example, like your sideburns massively do it going down to 0.5 or a 1. They would look so smart. But if we never had that consultation, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. So you'd walk out with really thick sideburns because you told me no clippers. So that's why we have to have a really in-depth consultation, because it's knowing where your mindset is, what you want to do, where you want to go with it, what type of style you're looking for. Yeah. But we get there in the end, mate. We get there in the end. All right, guys. So we got there in the end. We are going to take it. So it's just sitting off the ear, so Smit can just push it back. But then we've compromised on keeping a bit of length in there just to balance everything out. Got to be careful how much length we leave, because obviously it goes inwards, so we don't want it to kind of kick out. I still want to line it quite flat. And then through the top, just a light trim so that we can still brush it back with no product in as well. And yeah, I think this will be all down to how the cut is done. The product will literally, again, just enhance what we're doing if there is any product that Smit wants to wear in his hair as well. If there isn't, that's cool. Hopefully the haircut will sit well. Without, that's always the aim. So I'm starting on the right hand side, working palm to palm, because I still want to keep some length in the back and sides. So I'm going to take off probably about 1/3 of the length, because to me, I think that would still keep it looking like a longer haircut, a longer hairstyle. So guys, I've got round from the right hand side to the left. Now working palm to palm like we did at the start, following the same guide. And what I'm trying to do is leave a little bit of length, a bit of weight for that to sit on top of that curl, so we've still got a nice soft finish. And again, keeping that length so that Smit can pull it back behind his ears. Nice classic traditional kind of style, which will sit well into that neckline. So we just keep following the same guide all the way around to the temple area over there. Now, I'm working over the ears into the neck, and as you can see, I'm keeping it just sitting on the ear, like so, because what that allows Smit to do is just tuck that behind the ear, so it looks nice and smart, like so. I'll work on cutting the neckline in as well. So working the scissors, I'm working to cut this neckline in nice and tight, so we get a nice shape. But again, going with the idea of just using scissors, which I think will be a really nice finish for Smit's haircut, like so. So still keeping some length in it, again keeping it nice and heavy around the neckline. So Smit, when you actually feel the neckline, you'll feel like there's longer length here, but it will still be short. I just need to leave a bit of weight over the curl to keep it looking flat. So what you can see in the mirror now is the most you'll see. Okay, so it's still quite smart. Okay, you can't see too much of it. Now, just a little trim on top, yeah? Mm-hmm. So you can got the length working through the top, yeah?
Yep.
Cool. How is the length on the sides and the back looking for you though?
Yeah, it's looking good.
Is that alright, yeah? So you still got a little bit of length, but it looks tidy now.
Thing is, I'm so used to like, well, most of my mates just going down, getting like two at the sides.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, short, like getting a fade, and well, anything that's a scissor cut is basically medium to me.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I get that. I get where you're coming from. Yeah, yeah. That's the beauty of having a chat, because you know it's understanding what your lingo is and what you think.
Yeah.
And that's what, again, it's about building a relationship with your barber and the client. It's like knowing that, if for example, if I was doing your hair 2 years down the line, I'd be ripping you about that probably. You know, if long hair ever come in and go, oh, so is this medium? Is it now? Yeah, you know. It's like you have a laugh about it in the future kind of thing. So it's good having to build a bit of banter and a bit of relationship with a client and a barber. It's one of the oldest relationships in the world, I think, mate. So you know, it's a good one. Good one to keep going. That's why you build up a loyal clientele half the time, I think. I mean, it is what it is, right? The thing is, right? It's an unregulated profession, so you know, in the UK anyway, it's unregulated, so anyone can be a barber. So you know, with that comes lower standards, doesn't it? Sometimes. Yeah. So what can you do?
You do have funny conversations, to be fair. So it's not all lose-lose. But...
Oh mate, I used to have a guy who cut my hair when I was a kid. Yeah. He used to be not too far from where I lived. Well, actually, it was far to me, but it wasn't that far in reality. But he used to. Oh, one sec. He used to like smoke and like eat a pie while he was cutting your hair, and like properly, like it's just crazy. Like, you know, looking back, thinking like I'm in that job. I could never imagine that. I don't even wear a cap or a hat because I feel like I deem that in my books unprofessional, because you know you should be showing off your own hair. Yeah. So you know, like you're the barber and you're covering your own hair up. Yeah. That was always what was sort of like drilled into me, you know, from a young age. So that was kind of like, I couldn't even imagine doing anything like smoking a cigarette, and you know, it's crazy, man. Eating the pie though and stuff, that was pretty intense.
Don't know how he's managing like a one-handed haircut, but...
Well, he wouldn't. He'd just have a break. You cut the top here like this. I look like I've practiced that, didn't it? And you know, I was like, I knew it too well. That was the thing, I knew it too well. just dry this off a second. I will just put a little bit of scalp tonic in, okay? So again, this is just for the health of the hair. It's not no styling aid, anything at all. It's just, I always just spray it on. It just improves the health of the hair and the scalp, all right? So again, if you're not wearing styling products, it's always quite nice to wear an aftercare product as well, all right? There we go. So you've got an undercut in there, it's all nicely balanced, either side. A little trim on the top, so you've got a bit more shape in there. As you can probably see, there's a lot more of a squarer finish in there now as well. And I've kept it just very natural around the edges. But yeah, natural hairline, left on the ears so I can brush it back. And that, I would just say like a classic brush back haircut. That's what I would say. I think to sum it all up, that's what I would ask for. Because when you ask for brush back, you cut it uniform. And then what happens is it splits in the actual pattern, but it balances it. It could split there. It could go that side if you want more height. It could go in the middle if you wanted it to. It works all over the place. If you ask for a side part, you'll be left with loads of length here, and that's why you had the disconnection. Whereas if you don't, if you just have for just like a brush back, swept back, or whatever you want to call it, you'll get this kind of style. Okay. With the length in there as well. All right. Let me show you the neck. So that's the neck now. Let me just take the neck collar off. So it just tucks right behind the ear. It sits in very natural. So it looks like we've barely touched it. Yeah, we've obviously gone tighter. So it looks like a classic haircut basically. There's no tapering, there's no clipper work even being shown. It just looks very natural. Very smart. I mean, for someone with the head of hair like yours, there's no point in going short. Yeah. It's just an absolute waste. It really is. You've got, I think to be honest, your texture hair is by far, you know, the best to work with. It really is. It's so healthy. The shine, look at the shine on that. You know, and I've already put a scalp tonic on it. That wouldn't give that much shine straight away. You know what I mean? You've got really healthy hair. So keep some length in it. It looks good. It suits you. And you're in good shape. So you've already got the face structure, the bone structure. So keep more length in it. All right. Yeah. You're welcome, mate. Thank you. You happy? Yeah, really cool, man. Thank you. We got there in the end. See, I told you we got there in the end. If I see you in 2 years, still gonna give you stick, you know that, right? Oh well, you know, you put it this way, I've had it made harder for me, so don't worry about that, okay? There we go. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, wait, stay there. We've got our after shot. You definitely haven't watched the channel, have you? I think he's just blagging us here, Liam, you know. I'm only messing, mate. You work hard, mate, you know.